Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Here we are coming to the end of the month. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept our ibadah, our fasting, our prayer, our dua, and to make sure that we end Ramadan in a good way, that Allah Azza wa Jal will accept it. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made it mandatory to pay Zakat al-Fitr at the end of the month, as Ibn Umar radiallahu anhuma narrated in the hadith that was reported by Al-Jama'ah, all the scholars of hadith. فرض رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم زكاة الفطر صاعا من طعام تمر شعير بر. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم obligated the zakah of fitr, 1 sa' of food, staple food. 1 sa' now in our time, it's 4 muds, and the mud is a handful of the average person. That is the mud, because it used to be sufficient for 1 meal. The handful of an average person usually is sufficient for 1 meal. So 4 of them, 4 are equivalent to 1 sa'. That was the obligation. In our time, the problem is converting what was measured to a weight. And that's why they say it is between 2.4 kilograms to 2.6 kilograms, more or less. And that's the reason why at the time of the Prophet ﷺ it was a measurement. And until now, actually, there is a unit that is called as-sa' an-nabawi, where you put the food in it until it is full, and that is sa', which used to be equivalent of 4 handfuls. So when you want to pay Zakat al-Fitr, and it is estimated that sometimes, depending on the country, they say it is $3, $5, or 7 ringgits. Based on what? Based on the price of the staple food that is equivalent to 4 handfuls. The sunnah is to pay that with food. Why? So only the people who are in need will get it. The purpose of Zakat al-Fitr for the one who is fasting, tuhra, as the Prophet ﷺ said, tuhratun lis-sa'im. It is purification for the one who is fasting. And for the ones who are receiving it, it is aghnuhum anis su'al, to suffice them from asking on the day of Eid. So the obligation of Zakat al-Fitr before the Eid prayer. Once Ramadan is over, once the fasting is over, then the zakah becomes obligatory and it needs to be paid. How early can it be paid? Scholars differed. 2 days, 3 days, and in our time, many charitable organizations, they ask for the payment to be made early so they can make the necessary arrangements. So the zakah will be paid in time. If you noticed, in some places, when you are going for Salatul Eid, you will see some boxes and it says zakah. If you pay the zakah after the prayer, it is a normal charity. You have to pay it before. So why they put that? Because they know that some people, no matter how many times they are reminded, they keep procrastinating and they keep delaying the payment. So they estimate the average of how many people, and they already pay on their behalf. Because if they didn't, like you say, I did pay it before the Eid prayer because I was on my way to the Eid prayer. Yes, you paid it to a box. You didn't pay it to the poor, to the needy. You have to pay it because that was at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they would give it directly to the person. Now, we have people doing it on our behalf. When will be the time that is enough for them to deliver it on your behalf if you paid it on your way to Salatul Eid? So this is a reminder to do it before. 2 days, 3 days before the Eid prayer, you pay Zakat al-Fitr. The equivalent of 4 handfuls that will be sufficient for the people. If the poor and the needy on the day of Eid, they are still in need, then what is the pleasure of the Eid? What is the difference between the day of Eid and the other days? The Prophet ﷺ wanted everyone on the day of Eid to be happy. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant us happiness. May Allah Azza wa Jal grant the people, our brothers and sisters who are suffering in Bilad al-Sham, in the place that Allah Azza wa Jal chose, that is blessed, as Allah said, الذي باركنا حوله المسجد الأقصى, that we blessed the surroundings of it. So Zakat al-Fitr is obligatory on everyone, على كل حر أو عبد ذكر أو أنثى من المسلمين. It's obligatory on everyone. Zakat al-Fitr, the difference between it and Zakat al-Mal. Some people, they don't have to pay Zakat al-Mal. They didn't save enough for 1 year to become under the obligation of paying Zakat al-Mal. And there are people also who are not poor to receive Zakat al-Mal. So many people, they neither pay nor receive Zakah. But Zakat al-Fitr, you are one of two people. Either you have enough for your day and you have surplus more than that, so Zakat al-Fitr is obligatory upon you. So Zakat al-Fitr is obligatory upon you. Or you are poor, you don't even have enough for today, and Zakat al-Fitr becomes obligatory for you. So on the day of Eid, you do not have to worry about food. That's the difference between Zakat al-Fitr and Zakat al-Mal. Zakat al-Fitr, either you have to pay it or you receive it. Zakat al-Mal, you could be someone who's paying Zakat al-Mal, or someone who's receiving it, or someone who's neither paying nor receiving. But that's not the case with Zakat al-Fitr. So these are some of the rulings pertaining to Zakat al-Fitr that is part of the fasting. We see how in every ibadah, Islam reminds us of the unity, that we are one ummah, that we cannot enjoy the Eid, although we have to. It's a day of happiness. It's a day of Eid. Enough worry about the rest of the year. It's a day of happiness. But since there are brothers and sisters for us that are struggling, so we have to be remembering them. May Allah Azza wa Jal accept from us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us witnessing more Ramadans to come. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.